let's do this. Alright, y'all remember y'all gotta keep your volume down and read you too. Okay? That don't mean y'all can't talk, but y'all talking a normal inside voice. Okay?
That means you whisper it.
Right.
No. Here we go. Already.
Alright, Dizzle.
Alright.
3, 2.
Brought to you by Create 2 Media. It's the Father-Son Talk Sports Show. Here's your host, Paulie C.
Welcome back, everyone, to a special edition of the Father-Son Talk Sports Show. I'm joined today by my wife, Krishana. How you doing, babe?
I'm good. How's everyone?
Everyone, I mean, here, I hope you guys are doing good. I know that we're all in the house, so I thought we'd have a little fun. I just wanted to bring everybody down to the game room, just so, you know, the kids can all be around, and Reed's over there playing Spider-Man or whatever. And I got Dizzle on the phone, my youngest sister. What's going on, baby girl? What's going down?
Nothing much, just chilling. What's up with you guys?
Man, you know how we do it. We just try to just have fun, and we're trying to, you know, just make the most of this month, man. This month has been a long month, man. It's been long.
No, this month was quick.
It went by quick to you?
April flew.
Man, April did not fly to me.
I agree with you, sis. April flew. Nah. Like, I've been home for 7 weeks, and it seemed like I worked yesterday.
7 weeks just sound like a long time.
Like a long time.
7 weeks sound like a long
time.
time.
The phone when you wake up, I'm like,
yeah, nope, this month flew by.
Yeah, 7 weeks sound like a long time. But here, now, in the sports world, it seemed like a lot of time flew by as well, but a lot of stuff really didn't happen for a long time because there was a lot of uncertainty. A lot of people didn't really know what to expect. So now I think that we have a little bit more of an understanding of where we're headed, but I don't think anybody knows like what the sports world is going to look like on the other side. But one thing that did happen was two things that happened in the sports world that everybody's really gravitating to. The first thing, obviously, is the NFL draft. You know, that was always big to figure out who we were going to bring in and how we were going to help our team out. The second thing was the Last Dance that come on for the Bulls. I mean, because, you know, you don't have live sport, but everybody is intrigued by getting behind the scene footage on Michael Jordan in those 98 championship Bulls teams. So, now here, have you watched that, Dizzle?
I watched a segment of it. Basically, it was Scottie Pippen's segment when they were talking about his agent and his contract. Everything else I kind of haven't been really into right now. I've been binge watching on Ballers.
Oh, Ballers.
That's a good series.
Yeah, Ballers is a good show now.
That's a good show.
Yeah, that's a good show. So, yeah, I can't even hate you for that. But here, ultimately, I think that the Browns did themselves well in the draft. I think that they had a very competent, a very good draft, something that's going to really help them with this upcoming season. Some players that I believe are going to be, you know, probably starting from day one. And here, you know, starting that off is, you know, how we always talked about like Alabama and the SEC, but, you know, having Jedrick Wills to be able to shore up our left tackle, that goes a long way, right, sis?
It definitely goes a long way. Hopefully get Bakers for more time, you know what I mean, to get the ball out of his hands. I had kind of mixed feelings about that pick, though, in a way, because I feel like they could have went multiple ways. I didn't feel like Jedrick was the best offensive tackle in this draft. I didn't.
No, what?
But then I also, after looking at how Trent Williams went to the 49ers or, you know, later picks, I thought that we could have contacted Washington and gave away that 10th pick as well.
So you would rather go with a proven veteran over a rookie?
Because listen, Trent still got maybe 4 years left in him, and within those 4 years, you can draft an offensive tackle. You understand what I'm saying? If you want to be his success now.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you could look at it both ways. You got to bring a player along, obviously, or you could just go with, like you said, go with a 4-year run, because this team is kind of built to win right now. So I could see going the Trent Williams direction, but I mean, you know, we're putting a lot of pressure on Jedrick, man, because ultimately, I mean, he's going to be one of the anchors on the line that helps Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt be able to continue to run and be able to guard Mayfield, so he's not on his backside as much as he was last year.
Yeah.
So I mean, here I think honestly I liked and I'm kind of biased a little bit because maybe I heard a radio interview of him when I was just like listening to the radio, and I watched some tape on Tristan Wirfs. I liked him. That was my pick. Big strong kid, man, and I thought that he would be good.
My pick was the boy out of Louisville, Mekhi Becton, that went 11th. He eventually went to the Jets.
Yeah.
But the last time the Browns chose an offensive tackle, he was from the Big Ten, and Joe Thomas, and he a Hall of Famer. So, I mean, Tristan Wirfs would have been a great pick as well. Like I said, I didn't think they chose him as an offensive tackle.
Yeah. I mean, here, I just hope that at the very least, because it's really hard to project offensive linemen, at the very least, I hope that he's a competent starter, somebody that you could plug in that, doesn't, because, I mean, here, we took, Austin Corbett, and he couldn't even see the field. Like, he never even played. So I just want to at least have somebody that's a starter that can contribute from day one. And so
Denver was in charge of protecting Tua, and look how Tua turned out.
Yeah, I mean, but Tua, he also got hurt too. But at the same time, Tua a little fragile. But that's another topic. So here, staying in the SEC though, here we picked up a player that we saw play in the college football playoff, high-level football with LSU at Grant Delpit. And he was a player that I did see an impact with him in the national championship game. And just when I watched LSU, he did, stand out a little bit. I think he might be able to help us from day one.
I surely hope so. Looking back at that LSU team, he was injured pretty much the whole year. And he had a lot of good tackles from everything that I saw. And the last thing they need is another non-tackling defensive back in that backfield with Ward and Williams.
That's true.
And another kind that I personally felt like the last thing they needed was another LSU Tiger as well.
They got two of them.
Yep.
It's just too much. It's a personality issue, I believe, in that locker room. There's too many personalities.
Yeah.
Got to.
Well, I mean, here, ultimately, I hope that he puts his head down, goes to work. But, I mean, here, we had to address safety because it seems like we haven't had a safety since Jabril Peppers left. And it wasn't like he was a world beater when he was here, so... ultimately, you got to have a safety to tie down that back end.
Yeah, you got to have a safety that hit, though. If he ain't hitting, what's his purpose?
Yeah, but safety can do a lot, though. He can hit. He could be a ball hawk. He can, come up and run support. He could be great in coverage. I mean, it's a lot of different things that a safety can do. That's why that's a very intriguing position. But the safety can't be the detriment of the defense because that's a very important position. Very important. So here, ultimately in here now at third, sis. I mean, you got Jordan Elliott, that big D tackle out of Missouri. Yeah, I mean that's a big dude. You know what I'm talking about. So I think that in the NFL here, he has an NFL ready body. He has all the athleticism in the world. I think that he might be able to come in and contribute and be a rotational piece, at least this year, to be able to spell, Myles Garrett and all those guys up front.
Yeah, I definitely think Elliott could make an impact on the defensive line. I think he is NFL ready. Stop. And honestly, that was a good pick. That might have been their best pick all week.
In 8th place.
Mm-hmm. Hey, it's a spirited game of Mario Kart going on behind me, so I just want you guys to know why the kids are arguing because one of them is in 8th place, so they want to quit. But anyway,
this kid is crazy.
Bay going down here after Jordan Elliott. Who else you got here?
You had Jacob Phillips.
Yep, you got Jacob
Another
Phillips,
LSU.
another LSU kid, and that's what you was talking about. You know, with that dynamic in the locker room. And then who you got after him, babe?
Harrison Brandt, Florida.
Okay.
And then Nick Harris, Washington. And then we had to get a Michigan player.
Donovan Peoples-Jones. You know, here it's always rough for Michigan players. I've never really seen. I'm trying to think back as much as I can. I never really saw a Michigan player work out for the Browns. I just haven't.
Braylon Edwards.
I mean, Braylon Edwards 1 year though.
No, he didn't work out. That was my point.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, Braylon Edwards had all the talent in the world in 2007, but he never was able to duplicate that season, even when he went to the Jets. So, huh?
You kind of contradicted yourself. What did you just talk about Jabril? Jabril was in Michigan.
Oh, yeah. No. I'm saying that Jabril was the last player that was competent as a safety. I'm talking about, yeah. I mean, I remember, and that's why I said he wasn't a world beater, even that. But so I said that you have to solidify that position, because if you look at teams like the Ravens, for the longest time, you know, they had Ed Reed, but then they go out and they get the guy from Seattle. His name is escaping me right now. Yeah, they go out and get Earl Thomas. And then, it's very important. They always have, safeties on their back end that do what you said, hit and they cover and they pick the ball off. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the Ravens, they got that part right. So maybe I hope that, Grant Delpit can come in and be that guy. And try to fill that void. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. But even Jabril, like you said, even he didn't work out necessarily. You know what I'm saying? Like, Michigan, to me, doesn't put out a lot of NFL caliber players. To me, they don't. That's me, though.
I mean, you could kind of be biased.
Yeah, I mean, maybe just a little bit. But can you name me one Michigan player that's a beast in the NFL right now?
You got Lewan.
Yeah, okay, Taylor Lewan, and then you got Tom Brady. But Tom Brady didn't even play that much when he was at Michigan.
I didn't count Tom. I said Taylor Lewan.
But you was about to say Tom.
I was about to say Tom.
Yep,
That's the only one I know. I was about to say Tom.
And I seen my wife eyes. They lit up. She's like, "Ooh, I know what. I heard her."
Trying to think alike. Like, leave alone.
Hey,
I kept my mouth shut.
Yeah, but you did though, okay? Because you was waiting for that moment so that you was ready. So ultimately, but you get what I'm saying though. I just don't think like you could call Ohio State NFL-U. I think you can, but you can't call Michigan NFL-U. That don't work.
Wow.
Huh?
We ain't trying to.
I know, we definitely ain't trying to. So, and speaking of that, I know that that we're in the process of reopening the country, trying to to get to a point where we can get back to sports and get back to any type of feeling of normalcy. But at the same time, the big house up there in Michigan, I don't see 100,000 people packing that stadium anytime soon, sis.
I don't see where college football start on time. But the standpoint is they're not getting paid. They're not making money off their own likeness. And I believe it's hard for you to tell Justin Fields, for instance, who could potentially be a top 3 draft pick in 2021's draft, which would be in Cleveland, to go out and get punished and beat upside the head for nothing, and then you still don't have fans. Paul, you know better than anybody. You played football. You know football is a fan-driven sport, just like baseball. If you don't have fans, what is it? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think it's hard, and the lack of motivation that will be there. I personally believe in college sports for them to go out and put their bodies through all the trials and tribulations that they go through will be hard without any type of compensation.
But they are still trying to make it.
Yeah.
College athletes are still trying to make it. So they're performing and putting their bodies on the line for those recruiters because the NFL is still a thing and they're still recruiting. So
But listen, what do Justin Fields, as of last year, Justin Fields showed enough on tape to where he could have got drafted this year.
You're right. You're right.
Imagine a prospect that has enough on tape to where he could declare now, and it still wouldn't affect his draft stock. He has nothing to prove.
Yeah, but you're talking about such a small percentage of the college athletes, though. I mean, how many more players on Ohio State that don't need any more tape to get drafted right now?
Or that's a freshman that didn't even get to finish out their senior year in high school.
Yeah.
And they get an opportunity. So I mean, it's going to be, but like you said, the good ones got enough tape. They not getting paid, although that is still going through. They still trying to rectify that and passing some things, but you gonna have some. I think they're going to be excited to get back, but it's going to be different without the fans. I mean, just anything you do it for other people. So
yeah, I mean, because here even the NBA, sis, they're talking about going back and just going straight to the playoffs. So like like the teams that weren't in the top 8 just don't play no more. Like their season's over, and then you just go straight into the playoffs. I mean, it's gonna be crazy. But even if you go into the playoffs and try to go ahead and go through that gauntlet, I just still don't see how you're gonna pack 20,000 people into a stadium. And we're just coming out of the house in May. I mean, I'm talking about just coming out of the house. Yeah, not even. Here, I still can't go to Applebee's and get a 2 for $20.
You gotta take that out, homie.
All I want to do is get a 2 for $20. That's all I want to do. I can't even sit down and get a 2 for $20.
Raise your standards. Let's go to
no. But see, you gotta start from the bottom.
Right.
You gotta start from the bottom. Hey, you gotta start from the bottom.
I was Blue Point.
Hey, but yeah, no, and that's what I was talking to you about. I just don't. I hate. I used to take it for granted. I think I just used to take it for granted, like being able to go out to eat. But to not be able to do it, it's just making me mad. Like you telling me I can't go. It's not like I'm making the decision not to go. Yeah. You telling me I can't go.
And that's still a long way off. Like May, you're just going to see people getting out in their masks. They're still, distancing. You still got to stand on a piece of tape in the CVS.
Yeah.
So it's not going to. We're not ready for sports. We're not ready for
bore.
We're not ready for spectators to be at the sporting events. Like the best we can hope for
is they play
for the cameras.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yep.
I mean, those pros that could play for the cameras, they got millions of reasons why to go play for the cameras.
Yeah.
The interesting thing will be how they do the NBA lottery.
Yeah.
How did y'all like the virtual draft?
I liked
the
it.
NFL.
I
like looking at the houses, and
the
seeing,
setups.
the setups and who was sitting around.
Man, when that dude got his phone,
Stuff like that.
When he snatched that phone from that girl,
girlfriend took his phone.
Hey, that was too funny. He was like, "Man, give me that phone." Oh my God, that was the funniest thing I ever saw. But you would have never got that if they was at the draft. So. That just gave you unique insight, and I really like how people are being creative and being able to come together and being able to just try to do other stuff, like how they're doing with the racing league with using like iRacing to do like you got professional drivers that are racing against average people, everyday people. But they're racing virtually, and then you got NBA players playing 2K, you got other players playing Madden. And it's just kind of cool to see, and just to kind of get the feel that we want sports that much that we'll sit there and watch a 2K game.
You'll sit there and watch it.
I sat there and watched the 2K game, a 2K game. I watched like a couple games, but you know how you just want to see what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying?
I watched the horse challenge.
I couldn't get into that horse. I couldn't get into that horse, man. I just couldn't get into it. I don't know why I couldn't get into it.
I don't know. Mike Conley won, and Mike Conley a Buckeye. So
he's a Buckeye. I mean, but what you expect? I mean, he was gonna do something. He wasn't gonna be no bust. He ain't like he went to Michigan.
You're right.
I mean, I'm just saying. You act like he went to Michigan or something. But here, sis. But I really appreciate you. Joining us on the show. It's always fun to get together and to have my wife. Yeah. So this is just I just wanted to bring something together so that we can come to you guys, let you guys know that the FSTS is still running strong. It just life come and you got other stuff going on, so much stuff happening that you just can't update as much as you want to. But at the same time, we're always thinking, we always want to try to come to you guys creatively. So we go from there. So maybe next week, sis, maybe we get back together.
Let's do it.
All right, and you coming back down, right?
We'll see.
And what about y'all boys? Y'all playing Killer Instinct now? So who losing back here? Who winning?
I'm winning. He losing.
Oh, okay.
Terribly.
And Chase, what are you doing? You just hanging on the building. Yeah, see, your little son over here. He just hanging off the building.
Oh, Reed.
Yep, little Reed. He just hanging. He ain't even doing nothing. He just hanging.
I miss my boy.
I want to watch the video back just to see what he been doing this whole time.
Oh my God, I'm telling you, he just been there right there. I've been seeing him at the corner of my eye, like he's tripping. Hey, so here from our family to you guys is y'all have a good week, and we will see you guys next week.
Bye.
Brought to you by Create 2 Media. It's the Father Son Talk Sports Show.